The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Today we are going to be interviewing a very special person. His name is Paul New. He's a singer. And what else are you, sir? Hello, welcome to my show.
Well, over the years I played trumpet, so this is Gillespie model, trombone, banjo, mandolin, all the string instruments, vibraphones. I was a poor man's Wayne Newton, is what I did. And some of them I played better than he did, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Well, you met him.
Huh?
You met him.
Yes, my best friend, there was a boy in Clive, Iowa, which is a suburb of Des Moines. And I used to do an Elvis show there. I didn't do it too often. I felt silly wearing those jumpsuits, but I did it well, and I would do it on Sundays, and we made as much money on Sundays as we made the last 6 days of the week. The place would be packed. So then one week I decided, well, instead of me doing it, let's have a contest with local people. All these kids came in, and our band backed them, and Jeff won it. And his parents used to take him everywhere I played out in Iowa, when I played in Iowa, Illinois. And then one day he gets a band, and one day he's down in Branson. He's got a great radio voice. He used to do radio in Branson. He would do the kids' luncheon specials in different voices, like you name it, he could impersonate anybody. And Wayne heard him, hired him, and he was with Wayne for 15 years. And that's how I met him when I went to California. I spent two weeks with him out there. It was at the Stardust before they blew it up like they do everything else. And Wayne and I have something in common. He has a problem with his voice, and you probably haven't heard of him much because it's called spasmodic dysphonia. And it's like a stuttering of one of your vocal cords. You know, vocal cords do this. Yeah. Well, when they're not hitting, you get air, and it's like almost like they're stuttering. I had that first, and I found a way of beating that was by Botox shots right through my trach. Now Wayne hasn't done that, I don't think.
Oh, he hasn't.
Or he could have a different problem, but
Yeah.
and I would hear people in the audience, you know, oh, he doesn't sound the same. And you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This guy had been out here they don't call him Mr. Las Vegas for nothing. And he would, if Frank Sinatra got sick, Wayne would fill in. Tony Bennett gets sick, Wayne would fill in, besides doing his own shows. And he did that for years. And then to criticize someone because something happens like that.
That's too bad. That's what human are. That's what the human nature is. You know, if it's not perfect all the time, they
Right.
yeah.
You gotta show a little respect for people. That's what the kind of music that we do when we play. I do this stuff, keeping people's memories alive, the good ones, the great singers, you know, like Jerry Vale, Tony Bennett. Elvis was my boy. Ricky Nelson I went to school with. And don't forget those people. They laid the groundwork for you. These young kids today think they're all that, and they're not. Go out there and play for 50 years on the road. Then you can tell me how good you are, because you can win all these contests you want.
Yes.
You put them on the road, they will not know what to do, and they are, whoever took them over is probably playing games with their money, number one. I don't trust any of them. Number two, they go out there, You entertain. Now people have to pay to see you. It's not on TV. They're gonna pay to see you. It's a little different story. And you gotta be able to do more than just sing. You have to talk to people. You have to tell them a little humor. You need it all. And that's the way showbiz used to be. And that's why I think the music today is great for the kids, but it's not something you would go sit down and watch a show. And be entertained by the individual, whoever it is. I mean, they get so much, all these...
and what they wear, the ladies, what they wear.
Oh, exactly. They look, I think it's cool. I do not think it's cool. Maybe I'm old school. I'm 79.
But old school, you're not the only one, kiddo.
And it's the same in country music too. And movie stars today, it's like, how many clothes can I get away with not wearing? I mean, beautiful women like J-Lo, why did she go that route? Why did Taylor Swift go that route?
That's the only way they think that's how they get people.
They made it before that.
Yeah,
they have talent, but why would you, monkey you see, monkey you do. And I just think it ruins what I used to call showbiz. When you get up, you dress up, you go to this club, you dress to the nines, and you hear music and you dance. Class, it's gone. Yeah. It's gone.
So, where were you born? Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. My mother was from Dorchester. And I'm reading all these. I used to go up there every summer to Dorchester from Pittsburgh. I lived in Boston, we moved to Pittsburgh. And my mom would drag me, I've got to go up to Boston. I want to stay here and play with my friends. No, we'll take it to Boston. But then I made a lot of friends in Boston every summer. And matter of fact, the World Series was just won by the Boston Red Sox. And Brock Holt is my first cousin. He played second base, and he's the first baseball player in history in playoff time to hit for the cycle, which means a single, double, triple, and a home run in one game. He did it against the Yankees in the playoffs.
Oh my goodness!
And then he sent, I got a hat 3 days later directly from the clubhouse. Cuz, appreciate your whatever, Brock Holt. That was kind of neat. And I got another cousin who played for the Detroit Pistons, Billy Curley.
Do you go see them?
Huh?
Do you go see baseball itself? Or?
Well, I went to school on a scholarship at St. Louis University. I batted .397 in 4 years. I played center field and shortstop.
Gee, you've been really busy with your life, haven't you?
That's what I wanted to do, was be a baseball player.
Baseball player.
And a lot of baseball players want to be a singer. I don't know, but
So when did you get into music?
because of Dad, I used to go when I was a kid. My mom died. We moved to California, and Dad took over the most beautiful hotel there was, the Ambassador, 24 acres. The Coconut Grove, the famous nightclub, was there. And I used to do my homework in the Coconut Grove, becoming friends with Harry Belafonte, Gordon Shield McCrae.
Whoa.
One night I sat at Betty Grable's lap watching her husband, Harry James, play the trumpet.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old were you at this time?
My mother died, I was 13. In 1953. And so Dad moved us into the hotel, so I grew up in that hotel, and it was like, it's like a kid living in Disneyland, because it had everything, movie theater downstairs. They changed the movies every week. I could eat anywhere, sign my dad's name, do my homework in the Coconut Grove, watching famous people, Eddie Fisher.
Eddie Fisher, yeah.
I didn't care for him very much, but...
How about Debbie Reynolds? You met her?
Well, the very first day that Disneyland opened for the press, not the public, the press was the day before. I walked through there with Roy Disney, Walt Disney, my dad knew Walt Disney, Eddie Fisher, and Debbie Reynolds. The very first day. The only trouble was there was only 8 rides working at that time. And the next day it went public. But what I remember about it, I'm a bird lover. I save wild birds. I have a friend in Plymouth. She is a marvelous lady. Pat Knight is her name. And I found this bird and tried to save him. I spent probably $900, which that didn't matter. He was just a little cute little thing, and I would take him up there, and she would tell me what to do. And she's been doing that for 30 years on her own time with her own money. And I just love birds. And it all started because the first time I was in Disneyland, they had a place called the Tiki Room.
Yes.
So we're going to the Tiki Room, and all these little animated birds. I love that. It's still there.
After all these years?
Yeah, a lot of the rides will change, but they've kept that, and that's what I remember. And I've loved birds, and I got a son, Connor. He's 18 years old. It was I don't know. You didn't see the article on it was on the front page of the newspaper.
No, we don't get the news.
I'll send that to you.
Okay, babe.
Okay, it's really cute, and I tell all my friends, you want to be on the front page of the paper? Put a bird in your act. He's about this big. His name is Rusty. He's 18, and he could live to be 30, 35, and if I kick off, my daughter gets him in Chicago.
Oh, what kind of bird?
Sun conure. And what's worse, I lost my voice for a while, and I get these Botox shots about twice a year. I was going to show up in Coldwater, Michigan on the lake. My friend of mine sings, but he works for Nucor. Now he has a new job for Nucor down in the south, and he's head of the plant. But JJ was a good singer, and I used to work with his dad before he passed away, John McCoy, right up here at Post 47.
Yeah.
We used to pack down on Thursday nights. You couldn't get in there. And that was a few years ago, but I just love birds, and they do sing. And through Pat, I've wanted to do so much for our ecology. People don't realize bees, even ants, what they do for
interlocking
the trees. I mean, it's amazing. People just take it for granted.
We're losing our bees, and there's a lot of endangered animals out there.
Right.
I'm sort of myself trying to help the wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves
and over in Africa, they're shooting elephants. Boy, that's a brave guy. Give me a gun, I'll shoot an elephant. I mean, that's
just for the ivory.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of mean stuff going on out there with
all for the money. And my favorite saying, Patty, is when you want to hoard money and just, I got to have more money. I've had people dying. What would you do different? I want to make more money. Well, you know what? It ain't going to help you now. And you never see a Brinks truck following a Hirsch.
True.
And that's
you
how
come in alone, you leave alone.
That's how I live my life, because I can make money, but at the same time, how much do you really need to enjoy the best things in life? Used to be free, but now when you go to the beach in L.A., they charge you for that too. So
really,
used to be free.
God, they got snow, by the way.
Who?
Los Angeles. I was up in the northern part of California.
Oh, yeah, okay. There was a place called Big Bear I used to go to.
Do you ski?
Huh?
Do you ski?
I tried it a few times. It wasn't my thing. I tried it one time, once or twice in Michigan. It was fun, but I'd rather ice skate,
Yeah, hockey.
Huh?
Hockey?
Yeah, love hockey. I love to watch hockey.
So you're a singer, lyricist?
I've written a lot of songs. I wrote a song about the two Kennedy brothers, which is probably one of the nicest tunes I've written. And I kept sending it to Obama at the White House because at the very end of the song, I was backed by the Minnesota Symphony Orchestra. And when the tune was over, I wanted to show more pictures of the Kennedys. So I played Amazing. I have two keyboards. I can play Amazing Grace, and I can play bagpipes, you name it. So I extended it and showed all the pictures of the Kennedys. And I also, in 1964, I played at his gravesite back when the fence was still up. And I gave a wreath there, a pink wreath. Pink's my color, and I gave a pink wreath. And we played in harmony with two horns. We played taps, and then I sang with the trumpet player. And when we were done, the guy says, "Come, we want to see you over the bus." Uh-oh, we're in trouble. And Mrs. Kennedy wants to send you a note for leaving a wreath for her husband. 3 weeks later, I got a letter from her. Jackie, so.
Jackie O. Or Jackie.
And I'm partial to Kennedys because my mother was from Dorchester, and all these great actors are all from Dorchester, Massachusetts. Amazing.
Did you talk to any of the Kennedys?
I met Teddy. I got a letter from Bobby. I was fighting a union problem. This is what really gets me. He was killed where I grew up, the Ambassador. I used to walk down that same alley because I was a mail boy in the summertime. We didn't have all this modern technology, so I took the mail from my dad's office, front desk, what's coming in, Coconut Grove, how many reservations, then down to the kitchen.
Right.
And even the laundry room, how many people were going to be leaving, how many coming in, and that's where he was shot, right there where I used to walk down there probably twice a day. And then my dad got married again in the same room where he gave that speech. He went out the back door of that, and then boom.
Yeah, we miss the Kennedys. They were a different breed of cat, and they were well loved.
Mm-hmm.
They were well loved, the Kennedys.
Well, you know, we all know nobody's perfect in this life. You know, they had their things that they did, but you know what? As a president, he did a good job, and he never took a salary. Like Trump doesn't take a salary either, but the people embraced them. And then when that happens, it was brother and Martin Luther King. We've seen some terrible stuff, really.
It's the way that.
I wrote this song about them. It's really anyway. One day I get a call from Obama's right-hand girl. I'm trying to think of her name now. It escapes me. Anyway, she called and says, "He saw your video and he wanted to call you and thank you for including him at the end of the song." Remember I told you I sent the pictures? Well, he had just won his first election, so I put pictures of him, his wife, and his kids. And I'm not trying to get political here. You know, everybody has their own, everybody tries to have their own opinion. I liked Obama and I support Trump. So I don't care who our president is.
As long as they do good for
He's our president.
Yes.
I've got to respect.
Respect.
But he not only called me, he FaceTimed me at the library. And he said, "Show me around. I did this." And then his wife came on, who I dearly love her.
She's beautiful.
And she says to me, "Paul, you look pretty good for 78. I'm thinking, how did she know that? You know?
How do you know these
But
things?
I always used to write nice things to them, you know, like when I fill this out on the computer and send it happy birthday, I do that. And then I donated money to Act Blue or some, whatever it was, 15, 20 bucks, whatever. And I like him. I think he's a good man. And Trump's a little different. You got to get used to him.
Very different.
But I'll say this: his address to the nation was the first time I saw him speak like a president.
Yes.
First time I've seen him do
It
that.
took a while for him to get into the role, but he's.
We all want him to do well, you know. Everybody has their own way of doing things, you know. So, if you're president, you got 50 on this side and 50 on this side. I don't care who you are or what party you're with. It's always this.
Yeah, always
Get
somebody.
along.
Yeah, I wish they would. I really wish both sides would do.
How big of a difference is it? We all want the same thing. We want happiness, we want insurance, we want things for our children. They want it, they want it. So why, when you get together, can't you make it happen? instead of being so,
Melodramatic.
it's like it's becoming, the world is becoming a big Facebook. Everybody has an opinion.
That's why it's so popular.
Yeah, well, it worked for me because, you know, in the business I'm in, I don't put on political stuff because I don't think I should do that. I mean, I think if you're in the spotlight, you shouldn't be, you can talk about politics, but you shouldn't be telling people who to vote for.
Yes.
That's their decision, not mine. And I can like who I want. If they think I'm wrong because I like Obama, I'm sorry. I thought he was a good man. And I respect Trump, so what do you want from me? You just want to argue because whatever?
As long as
Now
they
there's
do good-
something like Congress.
Oh, yeah.
How do we get into this situation? We're not even talking about politics.
Now let's get out of it. Just
I'm going to tell the mayor I'm going to run for mayor.
and he'll win too. Question.
I like Mayor Henry. I know the whole family. There's enough of them. Woo.
Oh, pardon me. I was going to say you worked over the years. I think we discussed about Gordon Lightfoot,
Oh,
Canadian.
When I used to work, yeah, Canadian. When I used to work in Clear Lake, Iowa, that's where Buddy Holly and all those that guys were killed. There's a place called the Surf Ball. I'm still there. I played it twice. They have a Buddy Holly tribute every year at the same time he died, and they'll bring in different 50s acts to play. Well, one time I was there when they actually finally put up a plaque years later outside. I got to sing with Mrs. Holly. I sang True Love Ways with Mrs. Buddy Holly, and I got to sing Oh Donna with Richie Valens' sisters. Oh Donna, my first wife's name was Donna.
Uh-huh.
But there was a hotel there called the Holiday Motor Lodge. I worked that 25 years in a row, once in the winter and 7 weeks every summer. So I knew everybody in the neighborhood, and you couldn't get in there. We'd work, back in those days, you worked Monday through Saturday.
Oh,
But it was just a great, anyway, George Hassapopoulos was his name, and he just passed away about a year ago. He lived to be 95, and he would walk.
Oh.
He would walk 3 miles a day at 92. And he always used to tell me in the kitchen, Paul, every morning you get up, you have apple cider vinegar, and every morning, and I said, and it helps you lose weight. And I've been doing it.
I think I better start doing that.
Apple cider vinegar, but it has to be the good kind. What's it called? Organic. It's kind of a color. And what I do is pretty strong on your voice, or throat. So what I do is I put in maple syrup, which is good for you too, and expensive, but a little bit of maple syrup. And I had it before I came over here.
Makes you a very sweet person.
I don't know about that. My ex-wife wouldn't say it. Yeah, they would.
Do tell me some of the people that you have worked with, like Gordon Lightfoot and Neil Diamond.
Oh, I was going to finish this story with Gordon Lightfoot. Anyway, George Hassapopoulos' daughter, Kim, same name as my daughter, used to babysit for my daughter when, in the summer when I bring the family up there.
Mm-hmm.
She graduated from high school. She became Michael Douglas's right-hand girl. And she kept calling me. I was in the Bahamas for a couple of years. We gotta find Paul. I can get him in a movie. 3 times I could have been in movies, not big parts, but I could have. The Elvises all jumped out of a plane over Vegas. I could have been in that one. And there was something else, but I was never around. But she always cared for me for some reason.
Well,
Anyway, I called her. We kept in touch. I called her one day,
Yeah.
and a guy answers, and I said, "Is Kim there?" "Well, she's in the yard." "Who's this?" I said, "This is Paul New." I go by Paul New Stewart here, but it's Paul New. Okay. I said, "What's your name?" Gordon. He said, "Gordon Lightfoot."
All right.
What?
I'll believe it.
So when they came to town a couple of years ago at the embassy,
Mm-hmm.
we had lunch together, and then last
He came a couple of years ago.
last year he played the Follinger.
Phone you.
And I went out there, and his wife, who was a kid, sat with us for the second half of the show. And afterwards, we took a bunch of pictures with him. He doesn't look very. He's had a tough life physically.
Very much.
And he mentioned he couldn't even play guitar for quite a while. Now he's finally getting
Did he
that
have a
back.
stroke?
Yes, they had a lot of things happen to him, but
They had something wrong with a certain part of his face. That was like a.
but again, you know, you
But
he's a legend in Canada.
Yes.
And maybe tell me I'm wrong. You're from Canada.
Right.
There's Paul Anka. There's
Celine Dion.
there's a whole bunch of them, but I still believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe for Asian people, the number one boy is Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot stands out as well as Anne Murray.
Huh?
Anne Murray and Gordon Lightfoot. Over the years, they stood out.
And Paul
They still
Anka.
do. Paul Anka.
Celine Dion from there too.
Hmm?
Did you say Celine Dion's from there?
Celine Dion's from Quebec.
Oh wow! I didn't
Yeah,
know
she's
that.
Canadian, eh?
And isn't Diana Krall from up there too?
Diana Krall, yeah. And Michael Bublé
Oh, he ain't bad. Yeah.
and Justin.
The Canadians are taking over. What's going on here?
Hey!
Of course,
Yeah.
now we got hockey teams here now too, so we're messing with your sport.
Yeah.
When's the last time the Canadian team won the cup?
I don't know. It's
Uh-oh.
unreal.
Bad question.
Well, I'm from Toronto itself, eh? So, yeah.
But I love Mario Lemieux. I think Mario Lemieux, I think it would have been the number one guy, even over Gretzky, had he not had cancer and not had a bad back. Because he was unbelievable, Mario. And he had the reach, and he was so big. And I really think Gretzky has more goals, and God bless him, but I think if Mario would have had a regular career, not being hurt and having cancer for a couple of years, I think things might have been a little different. But he's still associated with the Penguins, and he's a good man.
So, what are you going to do for here and forward? What would you like to share with my audience?
I've been doing a lot of writing. I've never had a number one hit. I came close a lot of times. I have a song in the Baseball Hall of Fame that I wrote about Roberto Clemente. Of course, I wrote about the Kennedys. I got the president to call me. And it's kind of tough. I mean, the business has changed so much too, you know. And the truth is, your big recording companies are hurting because kids at home that have little common sense with computers, they can have their own studio and make their own stuff, and it sounds as good as RCA Victor.
Yeah, they can stream it online and YouTube and all that.
Right, and there's a lot of ways to make it that
So
wasn't
much
fair
records.
years ago.
CDs.
And at 79, what the hell am I going to do?
Just be yourself.
If something happens, maybe I could be the oldest living person who had a hit.
I like him.
That be on my resume, the oldest living person who wrote a song. Even if I don't sing it, I don't care.
Yes.
It's
It's
just
good to hear your songs from other people singing it.
right. I have a song from Michael Bublé. I'm trying to get it to him. It's a tune I wrote about my hometown. He works there a lot, and he's very well loved back there. I'm thinking, listen to it. You could use it when you're in Pittsburgh. I sent it to Tony Bennett. He wrote back. I have friends who know him. He wrote back saying, "Paul, I cannot do another song about another town because San Francisco
Is your turn.
is it." And he was right. He was right. He says, so many people wrote me songs from all over the country, from different places, you know. Can you do a song for Toledo?
Oh boy!
Or how about Winnemucca, Nevada?
You gotta know that town first, babe.
I've been to Winnemucca, middle of nowhere in Nevada. Winnemucca, that was the name. And I didn't realize it was on a Johnny Cash song. Winnemucca, Nevada, I forget what the
Yeah,
song
that's what
was.
we Canadians say muck about.
But you drive in, you see a gas station, you see a casino, and you see a hotel, and there you are. That's Winnemucca. But I also worked, in Tahoe and Vegas, and been very lucky. I did the Elvis thing for a while, and the last show I did, I wanted to do it right. I had a 22-piece band, and we played at the Radisson Event Center in Edina, Minnesota. And we did it, I mean, the horn section, we had everything there. 8 singers, like Elvis had. And I got a video of it. They haven't played it on the library yet. I don't know why, because it's an old video, because we want to bring the color up a little bit more. But that's the last time I did it, and Prince was in the audience.
Did you, when you had that tape, was it, what do you call it?
8-track?
8-track?
I made 2 of those.
Can you be able to translate up to digital?
I'm not sure. I think you need an 8-track machine to do that. I don't know. It's something I did a while back. I don't know what it. I've got 2 of them somewhere.
It would be nice to hear, because my boss, Terry Doran, he had about over 70, what do you call those, wheel-to-reel?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they had it translated to digital. And now they've been shown at Access Fort Wayne, over 70 of the shows.
Right. Well, they can do everything like that.
It's worth it.
It's modern technology. And, you know, people say, I remember one time I was playing downtown, I used to work for another place that Stan had called the House of Jazz and Blues. It was on the landing. And he couldn't make it there, and I went down there with Chris Worth, and we packed that place. And then Todd Smith came down and said, Stan wants to do the same thing you're doing, but use a DJ. So they brought a DJ in to do the music we sang.
Oh.
It was the best move for us, because we went to Bill's Bistro and we went bang after that. I mean, we did really well. But
are you a tenor or bass?
oh, I'm in the range of
F and F.
Tony Bennett, Elvis Presley.
What's your style of music?
I'm about a step and a half down from Tom Jones, because he gets up there pretty high. I've learned that over the years. You know, I know what tune I can say, well, I got to drop the key or raise the key, or really drop the key. I would say baritone.
Baritone.
And I can get up there a little bit more, you know. I've been singing for 60 years, so.
60 years, man. What genre are you, basically?
We stick with, I would call it the American music. What's that Rod Stewart album he had up called? American Popular Songs.
Americana?
Huh?
Americana?
Yeah, it's very much Americana. And I do a few other things too. I also like, Latin music. I mean, it's very intricate. That's good stuff. And also, I love the Caribbean music with the steel drums.
Caribbean. I love the
Belafonte
steel
going
drums.
on. And,
Belafonte, he was one of my faves. So was Paul Anka. Is Paul Anka still around? Paul Anka still around? I guess he is.
oh yeah, he's still,
I haven't heard
he's still
anything.
performing.
He's still performing?
Oh
How
yeah.
old he is now? In his 70s?
I think he's I'll tell you, here's a funny story about Paul Anka. When I was in, my dad told me one year, I was going to be a junior in high school. I just finished junior, and we were in Miami Beach. Anyway, he says, I'm going to send you to Davis, Oklahoma. I'm going to, who's out there? Well, evidently he had done something for this couple that they wanted to repay him. So I'm the guy that got, you go. So I go out there. It was the best time of my life. I became a man that was there for 2 years.
Yeah.
I drove tractors, I worked behind hay balers, I watched them move cattle. The guy's name was Sue and Skip Healy. Skip's mother used to date Charles Lindbergh. And their family was also connected with the Phillips Petroleum Company. So they had a 5,500 acre ranch. The house I stayed in is where Roy Rogers married
Dale Evans?
Yes. They made a movie there called Back in Oklahoma, and they filmed it on the ranch, and when he was there, they got married in the house. I wound up saying it. It was the best time of my life. I grew up there, became a man there, and I've been telling people about Elvis Presley, and nobody knew who he was in 1954. That summer, Elvis was on his way. But they were a great couple, and his wife, I keep in touch with her. He passed away about a year ago, and I called him and said he just passed away. But she taught me how to dance, swing dance, with Fats Domino records. When my dreamboat comes home, my dream no more. I became a good swing dancer because of Sue Healy. And when I went, our next place was Philadelphia. I was on bandstand about 40 or 50 times.
You know, did
Philadelphia bandstand. Oh yeah, a number of times. This was even before I was a musician, even before I was playing. I met him. We used to carry his records to sock hops. And that's when they had the big records, they had carried them in. Now you got this little computer and you got everything right there. But we used to dance on his show. Most of our class would go down. We get on the train, boom, right downtown, get off, and there's the studio, there's the place. And I could have never have done that if I had not spent 2 years swing dancing with Sue Healy. Because that's the kind of dancing they were doing.
You were Bobby Sowers.
I would have been a wallflower.
You a wallflower?
I would have been if I didn't know how to dance, you know.
Oh my goodness. I can't see him being a wallflower.
Sue and Skip Healy, they were wonderful people. In Davis, Oklahoma. I had more fun there. Wow.
It's a lot of memories, kid.
Yeah. And I'm glad I went. You know, at first I wondered, who are these people? And I finally, about 2 years ago, I asked her, how did I go there? Well, your dad did this, and so we wanted to pay him back by having you come and join us. I had a future farmer of American jacket, the blue and yellow thing. And I'll tell you what, I learned to respect farmers, ranchers. They work hard. They are the guts of our country.
Yes.
You know, they really are.
So as farmers for getting our vegetables and stuff.
And ever since corporate America has taken over our food, it does not taste the same.
I didn't believe what's in it.
Tomatoes are terrible.
You know,
You got to raise them yourself.
Big produce, and it doesn't taste like the real
Oh
thing.
no! But the best tomatoes I have are people who grow them in their house. Hey, Paul, bring me some tomatoes. And it's
We used to have wild
whoa.
strawberries out in the backyard when I was a
Huh?
kid. We had wild strawberries and raspberries and black and red currant berries.
Mm.
I miss that.
We've changed so much, and you know, you got to keep up with the times, and
You don't really have to, do you?
and I just I just enjoy. Music is my life. I get up in the morning, I'm on the computer with music. It's been my life. It's been my life, and I'm very.
It's not really work, is it? It's
Yeah, I don't go to work.
passion.
I don't go to work.
That's right.
You know, I never did. I go enjoy what I do,
And you get paid.
and hope the people on
something.
the other side like it. You know.
Oh, I hope so. You do have a wonderful voice.
Well,
I
thank you.
love your singing.
Well, thank
That's
you.
what drew me to you. And Bruce Rudolph was the one that introduced me to
Oh, yeah,
you.
Bruce, he was my drummer when I did that Vegas show I
Yes.
told you about.
Yeah.
A good drummer.
He's A-OK, him and Pam. They're wonderful people. Hi. Anyways, they're wonderful people.
And Bruce is a good guy. And
He's a character.
He was a big band drummer, and he was perfect for the Elvis stuff and the stuff that we did in the club because he just felt it.
Well, we had him on our show. We did 2 shows.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
And when I hear a song, I sent her a song. It's Gail Garnett from Canada, too.
Gail?
Remember
Yes.
that?
Yes, dear.
There's another girl. I used to play the military bases, and like this one. I'm in Stevensville, Newfoundland, and Goose Bay, Labrador. Well, Newfoundland, it was Christmas time, and we had a big Christmas party with the soldiers. We played for the soldiers. It was my way of contributing to our American heroes, you know. And I meet this girl, got a beautiful voice, and I won't tell you much more, but her name was Mary Lou Farrell. Her aunt was Eileen Farrell from the opera.
Oh, my goodness. She must have.
Mary Lou was Miss Canada. So I dated Miss Canada. She was gorgeous, and then we moved on to another place, And she went out to Long Beach for the contest that they have. Never saw her again. I have no idea whatever happened to her, but it was Christmas season. Everybody's in that kind of a
Festive mood.
and she was beautiful and had a beautiful voice. And
Yes.
but I know her aunt was Eileen Farrell from the opera, not the operetta, not the
No,
Grand Ole
the
Opry,
opera.
the opera.
It's Canadian, eh? Hey,
And she must have been Canadian too, I would
I
imagine.
reckon. My goodness.
You reckon?
What
You
do
from
you-
Texas?
No, I've been listening to a lot of you Americans sayings. Dang it. Get her done.
I even wrote a song up there for the Goofy. The Newfoundland is called. It's kind of a rock thing where I used to play guitar. My little baby's got a Newfie walk. My little baby's got a Newfie talk. My little baby da 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 da. She goes, eh?
What's it, eh? What you doing?
It's a
now?
terrible song, but I wrote it.
Say what?
But
Carl.
they always said that. Eh?
Well, A, B, C, D. I get ribbed a lot when I say that word down here. But that's okay. You say you like birds? You have how many birds here?
Myself?
Yeah.
I just have one because he's been alone so long. If I bring another bird, he'd probably try to rip his head off.
Oh,
Birds are like that.
how long have you had them?
18 years.
18? Whoa,
Sun Connor, 18 years.
that's a long time.
And you know, when I'll never get married again. I tried it 4 times. I had 4 wonderful kids, and I don't know. You just when you're in the business we're in, when you're gone half the time, it's tough. You know, when you're gone on the road, and Neil Diamond told me that.
You worked with Rod Stewart.
No, but I met him a few times.
You met him a few times. I thought you were in his bed. I guess not.
No, I never met. I never. When we met down in Indy, I brought a picture, and then he signed it and says, "Oh, here's looking at me," is what he wrote up on picture.
You look like him?
Hmm?
You look like him?
I think I did more so a couple of years ago. I said my hair would get a little
The hair.
fuller.
Yeah.
That would-
Well, you look all right. Not ugly.
He's Asian like I am. I saw him on TV the other night, and
Oh, listen.
I just like his style. I like
Yes.
his personality. He's a good dad. He's got a
Good
ton
Scotsman. Good Scotsman.
He got a ton of kids, and he's a good dad. One thing he is a train nut. You know the little trains you make.
Bob likes trains. His father.
Bob, did you know that Rod Stewart has this in his house? He's got a huge house. The upstairs is huge. It's all trains and things that he's made, like little towns. That's his hobby. It's beautiful. He's in a train magazine.
Wow.
Because a friend of mine who used to play bass for me loves trains. He used to write all these train magazines, but he sent me this book, and there's Rod Stewart with it. It was huge. I mean, a big place.
Well, I have a question for you. Did you win awards?
Did I what?
Awards.
Have I won any awards?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you what.
Got a minute?
I'm trying to think. There's one award that I want, and I'll probably never get it because it's politics and who you know. Stan Lydell was a very dear friend of mine. I did a lot of things for Stan that people don't know about, and he did a lot of things for me. He was the owner of Pierre's for me. And they have this What's Up Stan Lydell Award. They give it to people that,
Whammy?
huh?
The Whammy Awards?
Yeah. Well, it's not a Whammy Award. They stopped doing that because of me.
Oh.
I told them, I said, you've got to bring professional people in to hear these bands. This isn't Teen Town. What they would do, if you have a fan club, they'd all say, we want this band. You need to bring in a DJ, someone who hears music, and then decide who's the best band. And Doug Driscoll says, you're right, the next year he stopped doing it. But
That's why, because I wanted to go to that year.
that's why he stopped doing it, because I told him, I said, that it ain't
Too
right.
commercial?
Huh?
Too commercial, you mean?
No, it's
No?
like how many fans do you have? It's like, are you a better band than them? No, you got people. You got more people writing their name in for you.
Yeah.
Bring in some talented people like Doc West that knows music and people, and then have them decide and go to these clubs and say who they think is the best band. And I'm not saying we should have won it. There's a couple of years we should have, because Chris Worth has a great voice. And it was just, it was like too sophomoric for me to enjoy.
Yeah, I hear you.
But my goal was, I want to, they still have the Stan Liddell Award, and I think I've earned it because people, I did more for Stan, he did more for me, and they give it to people that Stan didn't even like, and I know that for a fact. But the only award I want to win out of this town after being here 30 years is the Stan Liddell What's Up Award. Because we were very close, he changed my life, and I miss him to this day, you know.
How old was he when he passed?
God, I think he was close to 80 or 81.
Oh, well, that's a good long life he had now.
Yeah, he was a good man. He was I can say this now, he's gone, but his family knows he drank a little too much sometimes, and sometimes I'd have to carry him up to his room.
Oh, dear.
You know.
So
And I always send him notes, say, you got young kids, you gotta stop doing this. So anyway, he respected that. And that's about it.
So tell me, where are you performing now?
I've been playing at the Venice. I've been offered other jobs. I turned them down because I like Judy and Pat. It's an older place, Italian, and I don't have to move my equipment. I can leave it there. We play Wednesday and Saturday night. I leave my stuff there, and I'm on Social Security. I saved a few bucks, so I'm not going to go sell myself short going to some other place.
If you like a venue, you might as well stick with it, you know.
Exactly.
You have your own fans.
We know everybody that comes in the bar. It's like a family, and that's what I enjoy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're having a twofer on. They're very big on the St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patty?
Yeah, they.
Aye.
This year we're going to do two. We're going to play on the 16th, and we'll do Irish stuff and our own stuff. And then on the 17th, which is a Sunday, they're bringing in an Irish band.
Oh.
And they have really good food and stuff, so that's going to be on the 16th and 17th
March?
of March. It'll be two St. Patty's Day. It'll be Irish, and then the next day it'll be real Irish.
Green beer?
Huh? Oh, you gotta have green beer. I never liked beer anyway.
How long have you been working at the Venice? Huh? How long have you been working at the Venice?
About 3.5 years.
3.5 years?
Yeah. We have great nights. We have a few slow nights, like, you know, when the weather's terrible. And we have an older crowd, so we can't expect them to come out in the snow and kill themselves, you know, breaking their hips on the.
What's the average age group that goes to your?
Oh, I'd say it's 30 to 150.
Hey, listen, you are on Welt Radio, like you said before.
Huh?
Welt Radio.
WELT 95.7. I think that's the right call letters, and you can get it on your computer.
Or the radio here in Fort Wayne.
And it's on the radio.
And surrounding Allen County, I do.
You know John O'Rourke at the library.
I know John. I work with him.
He's a sweetheart. I love him. He knows. He's been around. He has been around.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, what I want to do is, I have a lot of friends around the country. Like Tommy Sanders is very close to me. He's in Hawaii now. He was there. And people that I work with that have done something, I'd like to be able to call them up and talk on the phone. Musicians that I work with, talented people, what are you doing? And then have a song of theirs that I can play. So they know who I'm talking to.
That's nice.
I've got a lot of people like that, but we got to figure out the way to. They got the phone lines. It's just a matter of what we're gonna do. Should I pre-record that and then use it, or should I do it live? I'd rather do it live.
Yeah.
I'm better live.
As opposed to.
You know, the truth is, I always thought that I could do a late night TV show because I got a quick mind. And when I worked with Kevin Ferguson on his show, he wanted me to talk, so I would talk and get a funny laugh. And then he would go, "Don't do that." Why? Because I forget where I'm at. I said, "How can you forget where you're at?" I mean,
like he's
a
already
nice
had
fellow,
it script up.
I was spinning my wheels because I got a good sense of humor. When I hear something, I can
boom.
But with Kevin, they go, "Oh, okay, well, you do it."
Well, listen, my friend, I'm so glad that you came on to me show.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
This is Paul New.
And you ought to sell this coffee.
This is Patty Hunter. Thank you for coming on to my show, Paul. And thank you, audience, for tuning in. So we'll see you next week. This is Patty Hunter, Patty's Page. See you next week, dear.
Paul, why did you write the song Two Men?
Well, Ron, I wanted to express my feelings to the people that I perform in front of, what the Kennedy brothers meant to me as an American.
What did they mean to you?
Well, I guess the best word to describe the Kennedys would be inspiration. Inspiration not only for me, but for all Americans, whether they were young, old, Republican, or Democrat.
Once two men lived. Once two men died. Did they die in vain? They've taken the life of another man. His brother was taken down before him. As time goes by, I wonder, will I see the lights of these men again? Since the shots of some misguided men. Have you ever wondered, like me, how things might have been if fate had played a different hand? Would there be so much hate here in our land? And love will start to bring the hope of peace. It's the all-important thing. And hoping they didn't die in vain, we should learn to love instead of causing pain. There's too much pain. Two men, two men, two men.
above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always, for the rest of our lives.